In the village of Omu, Sunday was a day of silence. No trading, no chores, no noise. A day the land took to rest, and the ancestors watched in quiet patience. But for Chinwe, silence was money waiting to be taken. While others slept, she counted her coins, polished her fabrics, and imagined the wealth she could gather if she dared to break the rule. Ambition burned in her eyes, and a smirk tugged at her lips. To her, the sacred day was nothing more than a pause, one she could step around, one she could exploit. The elders called it the remnant rule, a sacred pause belonging to the spirits of the land, a day for reflection, a day for balance, a day to remember that work is not life itself. Chinwe heard them, but she did not truly listen. She saw wisdom as limitation and caution as weakness. There was a rumor, whispered in low voices, cautious and fleeting. A wealthy traveler had taken refuge near the Fobili stream, a man who paid gold for the finest silk even on the sacred day. No one dared approach him. No one wished to test the land's patience. But Chinwe's heart beat louder than fear. Opportunity, she believed, did not wait for permission. So one quiet Sunday, while the village lay still beneath the hush of tradition, Chinwe slipped from her home. Her steps were careful, her breath shallow. The streets were empty, the air heavy with sacred silence. In a hidden corner of the market, she gathered a bundle of fine silk, left tucked away, fabric smooth as water, valuable enough to change her fortunes. Clutching the silk tightly against her chest, she moved along the dusty red path toward the distant stream. Each step carried both promise and warning. The trees stood still. The wind did not speak. And there, in the shadow of the water and trees, stood the man. He said little. He watched only her hands and the silk she carried. When she offered the bundle, he handed her a small leather bag in return. It felt light, almost weightless. Curious, she opened it and saw pale gold coins resting inside. Her breath caught. She turned toward home, eager to return before anyone noticed her absence. But with every step, the bag grew heavier. 10 steps, heavier. 20 steps, heavier still. Her arms strained, her shoulders bent. The red dirt path stretched longer than she remembered. The gold that once shimmered with promise now pressed against her palms like a burden carved from stone. Still, she refused to stop. Wealth demanded endurance. By the time the village rooftops appeared in the distance, her breathing had grown ragged. Villagers began to notice her slow, uneven walk. Some stepped into doorways, others whispered softly. And then it was clear. The coins inside the bag were crumbling. Grain by grain, pale gold shifted into sand. She staggered, clutching the fragile heap of sand that had once been a bag of wealth. By the time she took a few more steps, her strength abandoned her and she collapsed onto the red dirt path. Silence fell, heavier than the weight she had carried. 2 villagers knelt beside her, lifting her gently, offering water. Others watched from their doorways, not with cruelty, but with quiet understanding. They did not carry the burden for her. They simply steadied her as she faced it. In that stillness, Chinwe felt something deeper than exhaustion. She felt the cost of imbalance. She felt the weight of ambition without wisdom. The gold had not betrayed her. Her refusal to rest had. The following Sunday, the village was quiet once more. But this time, Chinwe did not pace. She did not count coins. She did not chase whispers of gold. She sat beneath a wide tree in the bright daylight, breathing slowly as the sun warmed the earth. The path where the sand had once scattered lay still before her, no longer a mark of shame, but a reminder of balance. She watched the village rest. She listened to the silence she had once despised, and she understood at last. True wealth is not counted in coins, but in balance, in rest, in knowing when enough is enough. From that day forward, she worked with care and she rested with intention. For in Umu, the land still listened and it always had the final word.